Perish. No, you. So, I got back to where we were. Tried to get all of the boys that we had before, to decently correct results. Some of them have been different colors. I have flavored them with different forms of food coloring. Hopefully you all do not mind. We do have new sun. You may be wondering, Ripley, why are you red? There's a part in this game that was the point where I stopped playing. And the clothes do make the woman in this case, so these clothes will be important. Other boys that we have are these two shitheads, Wimdy, which I will probably rename him to Wimdy, and Plain, Bug Tank and Shitty Bull Thing, Egg, which is now biblically accurate egg. Did not mean to have that ready the second we got in. One of Crocus's children, Billy, who is going to be joining our team. Yeah, that's fine. We also have Bob, and then whatever Crocus wants to name the other new son. I will tweak the lineup a bit. Fred? You want the new one to be named Fred? That's his name now? We can change the names of them. This is one of Crocus's new sons that she did not know she had as a son. Crocus, what color you want? Yellow, orange, red. Choose wisely. Orange. That's the normal one. Here is your rotund boy. Are we naming this one Fred? Fred. This is one of the ones I was hunting for. Blue would be cool. This is Kasumi. It's a little ghost dog thing. What shall we name the Kasumi? If anyone has name suggests, and if not, I will be sad. Carl? You're just giving them people names. I don't mind, shit's funny. Okay. We will put these two in, because both of these boys will be very important in the near future. I shall also feed them the random crap that I picked up off the ground. So, there are 3 elements to all of the Spectrobes in this game. There is red, which is Corona, blue, which is Flash, and green, which is Aurora, if memory serves. You can also get sets of armor that have the corresponding colors and have the corresponding affinities. It's the generic rock, paper, scissors system. In the Wii version, they make it a bit more complex by adding, like, actual elements to the different guys. But not in this one. I'm realizing that... we'll change it back to a normal one. But all the different boys will have pre-evolutions, we know that. I went and grabbed all of the fucking rocks that we didn't have before. Or the cubes. Just for the love of the game. And they unlocked nothing of value. Which arguably is one of the most annoying things about the original Spectrobes game. There are 26 cubes, about 6 to 8 of them have an actual use. But we can go where we need to go, which are the 2 different moons here. One has an extremely positive charge, and the other has an extremely negative charge. On one of these two moons, which is always the second one, the Crawl are attacking, and have one of their main base boy crawls. Place was always cool as a kid. Because of the almost, like, fully verticals you can do here. But in addition to Spectrobes, we are going to be working on Mega Man ZX. Probably not today. Probably a tomorrow. Well, tomorrow I have work, so probably a Wednesday thing, or at least some progress will be done on Wednesday. I also know that I'm going to be trying to finish up the last of the Sandpoint survivors. And Crocus, you are no longer banned from drawing Leela, as I have gotten the mood board from Leela, and we can draw Leela now. That will hopefully be done before end of week. I do have to figure out magic items for her, and I think for some other people. I think Faye's done. Caius is probably done. Bones is probably like a 10-minute in and out adventure. Oh, hello. I also got all the mining tools. A Kappa Cube. Do not care about the Coma Pod. Coma-san is not our friend. He is a rat bastard. Oh boy, we get to show off Crocus's son. So we have Bob and Billy. Oh. Oh. Billy just deadass. You were banned from drawing Leela until she finished her mood board. Billy just fucking body slams him. That's funny. One of them dropped a bomb? Question mark? I was also possessed by the muses yesterday and finished 2 draws, one on my main blue sky and one on my alt blue sky. If you a freak, you can ask for the alt blue sky. Finish an ego draw basically just from line work. Faye said it was one of my best ones so far. I think it's okay. I need to do more practice on hands, I think. As for that, tomorrow I go back to work. Work is now 3 days a week instead of, 5, which isn't a bad thing, because, you know, I have to wake up super early. It also gives me time to, like, go do doctory stuff. Downside, I'm out of Adderall, and that's primarily just because I jump scared my doctor with gender stuff. I called him, said like, hey, he's putting me on this test thing, but I am out. Can we, like, get me a refill or not? Hopefully I'll get a response back from them before end of week, but we shall see. I am slowly catching up on all of the ego draws that I have set up. We now have 209, and if I did all of the ones that are currently on the list, I would have 262. I'll also update this to 209. I also realized that all of the grinding I did for the Danapod was pointless because the Danapod doesn't spawn until we get the green keystone. But we do now have, I believe, every boy we can reasonably get right now. There are a few that we haven't gone yet, like the Mossapod, but the Mossapod is a 1% chance anywhere. And there is a place later on that has about a 5% chance if memory serves. That's a lot of tornadoes. I am stuck. Hello, Fops. Mwah. Was not aware that was your game, Billy. What your special attack is? A fireball. Sure. I was hoping I spoke it into existence. See Billy's special attack. He summoned Tornado. I also bought all of the best gear that we could get outside of the armor set, because if I am forced to use only Corona for a while, I am going to be wearing the Corona outfit. It is quite funny how, like, ever since COVID, Corona became kind of like a bad word. Which makes sense, lots of people fucking died. But it's just very interesting. That's fair. That's a lot of damage. The amount of jokes about the beard. I saw a few of those. None of them were, like, reasonably funny. You know, in hindsight, should have expected that. You know, in hindsight, I should have expected that. Deluxe Antidote. Which is a team healing item. There is no poison stat, and there is no poison ability in this game. Oh, I'm almost dead. Probably fix that in some way, huh? I don't even know what hit me. I probably got hit by like 100 something and never healed from it. A good Halo Plasma Sword, yeah. Dual-bladed, too, for my pleasure. Okay, before anything else, let me heal. Well, that's not as much as I was hoping for, but I just gotta be careful is what I'm hearing. Thought I had, like, bigger antidotes somewhere, but probably ate them. It is quite strange that... Well, I guess it makes sense, because you're fighting the Crawl, and it would make sense that the Crawl drop healing items for Spectrobes, not for a human. But it's still, like, awkward, just in the sense of, like... One would feel as though there were more ways to heal the main character, especially since the main character is much more squishy. See if this is anything of value. One of Billy's cousins. Nothing there. There are, boys that can heal. The problem is that, like, as fighters, they are kind of ass. They are a tier 3, they have, like, much more commands, and you have to be, like, standing in front of them when they do it. Well, if the Crawl's gonna be anywhere, it should be here. There he is! The unlucky pest of the day. Step 1, get the fuck out of Dodge. I believe that the Shenka and Skivas, have a specific range that they try to be around. Oh. If y'all are not gonna stay still so I can fucking hit you, I will just cheese you out with the fucking AoE abilities. I do not care. Ow. This guy also is doing significantly less damage than any of the fucking trash mobs around him. I remember this boss fight being a fucking nightmare. I think I remember why. Namely, the motherfucker never stops moving. We take those. I am sure that there is a better strat for this, but, regrettably, this is the most effective way I can do it with the boys I have. Fucking Bob punched him on the ass as he flew by. If it works, it works. I think the nest is on one of the planets we currently cannot access because our ship is too shitty. Also heal before I forget. Alright, where are we going now? Mado, the 7th planet, has disappeared. They don't have technology to go to that planet, but they have technology to bounce between all the other planets, no fucking problem. So I believe how it works from this point is that she basically says, yeah, I found that there's like these weird keystone things, like the one I have in my house, that you can use to get to the different planets, or at least they're a power source for a ship that could take you to the different planets. I.e., if you get the other two, you can do it. And then Rowland is like, fuck, I know where two of those are. She's like, oh, great, you could just go grab them, easy peasy. He's like, yeah, easy peasy, sweats nervously. Yeah, it's not like he gave them to a fucking capitalist or anything, right? Sweats nervously. It's fine. Damn. I do appreciate how Billy has, like, some course correction, but not a ton. Meanwhile, Bob just punches the shit out of people. I am wondering what the speedrun for this game is. To keep it simple, yeah, it's not like he has a giant mouth he can rip people's heads off with. I am wondering what the speedrun is for this game. I can imagine it being like 2.5 hours. Because from where I started to here, I want to say, not counting the speed up I had to do, just to, like, you know, hatch eggs and stuff, it was probably only an hour. feel like that's about the halfway point. I can also explain why in the last time we did this, there was the glitch that happened. I know the exact cause, too. So when we go back to try to get the keystone from Cyrus, he's like, alright, I will need something of equivalent value. And the thing of equivalent value is a diamond from the Tabletop Mountains. And since we had the diamond on us, the game thought, oh, since we are, like, trying to return from a thing, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to return the diamond to Cyrus. Let's go talk to Cyrus. Machine's not working. Okay. What does Kappa give us? Anything of value? No. Searching is the most basic fucking thing that we learn about in the game. And the rock that explains how to use it is on the 5th planet that we go to. Excuse me? Remember how I said that most of the cubes are fucking garbage? Just making sure you know. Like, I think we've gotten all of the, cubes that give us cool abilities. It is just very funny to see all of the cubes that are like, here's a useless ability. Like, one of the earlier cubes that you get does explain the rock, paper, scissors system in this game, which is nice. Because it's not a thing that's, like, directly explained to you, and you probably won't notice it until you have to notice it. Once again, there is a reason why I'm dressed in red. Hello, sir. Please give me the rock. Now we have to get the 3rd one. So, the problem with the story right now is that it's like, okay, we'll go to the ruins on Nessa. It's like, okay. Both of the keystones look exactly the same. One is red, one is green. What is a 3rd color that shows up a lot in this game? What could the 3rd keystone possibly be colored? Magenta, clearly. This one? We can get the Danapod now, which I will probably try to see if we can grab while we're here. The Danapod, it gives you the best searching Spectrobe in the entire game. It has a range of 6, it has no limitations. There are ones with a bigger range, but they usually have a lock, either lock you out of minerals or lock you out of fossils. For example, Kasumi is one that locks you out of minerals, which in and of itself isn't bad, but when you're trying to, like, do a ton of useful shit, and, like, trying to level up your Spectrobes, all that sort of stuff, makes it a bit harder. But yes, the third keystone is the blue keystone, which we gave to Cyrus. And the entire storyline there is Cyrus is like, I understand you need to save the entire fucking universe that we're in, but have you ever considered me, the little guy? How am I supposed to make a profit from you doing this dumb shit? And you know, instead of being a normal person and sending his ass to the guillotine, we decide to talk with him. And by talk, he means, alright, quid pro quo, you get me this gubbin, and then I will give you the fucking keystone back. You just need to get me a diamond. And then everyone's like, I could break your legs. Can't make profit with no legs. You'd be surprised what I can make with no legs. Like, man dead ass, I think says, like, if you want something from my personal collection, especially a thing I have already paid you for, it is going to cost you much more than what it took to get it. I'm going to require something of equal value, and if not of equal value, I have a specific item I've been eyeing for a while, i.e. the diamond. But I only ever got there, I never got past that, just because I, didn't. I always got stuck there because of a mechanic that I will talk about in a bit. It is also, weirdly enough, the only place where the mechanic exists. At the very least, I don't think that there is an equivalent mechanic for the for any of the other areas in the game. There could be. I could be incorrect. But previously I tried to just, like, brute force that whole thing, and it didn't work. So I'm going to have to do it more legitly this time, which is irritating. But that will be explained more in depth when we get there. Okay. But yeah, we go to the ruins of Nessa, we drop off the 2 rocks, we're like, where's the 3rd rock? And then we go, oh shit, we gave that shit to Cyrus, huh? Fireball. I am back. Welcome back, Crocus. You have missed 0 suns. You have just missed dumb storyline stuff. And me getting into 14 fucking fights. Conversational skills. Main with... Bonk. Oh, nothing. Need to have a teacher's conference for. Correct. We are going to hopefully get a new sun soon, TM, though. So you have to be excited for new sun. You really enjoy those Kinky-mations emotes, huh? Ah, yes. This is not a battle royale. This is just me being under fucking attack. Thank you for showing up, though. Is this DS stuff? Yes, that is why it looks so scuffed. I do remember liking Rowlin as a kid. Paying for Wi-Fi in a new apartment. I do, someone gift subbed on that lottery. I remember you told me. New apartment is sick, by the way. Holy shit. Why is it infested by Nurgle, and why are you excited about that? I need to make, like, fancy emotes like Kinky does. Dick because I'm there as a housemate. Yo! Maid Crocus! That's on my bingo card for things I need! Not because I live in a messy house, but because maid outfit's cute. Bitch, I am your bingo card. Yeah, and? Mudkip made water gunning everything down. There's probably already art of that. That's only for bath time. Roo. I walk out. I go, I need a bath. Crocus takes a hose to my skull. Trying to remember if Kinky Mations made, like, not official, but, like, her own rendition of her, Sona in the Limbus art style for, like, ego transformation things, or if that was fan art. I can't remember which. She has, like, an actual name that isn't Kinky Mations, but I remember her name is Kinky Mations, so that's what I'm calling her. I think it's down one, but that was a dead end. Yeah. I think it's like Lily Mations, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, she's been doing a lot of, like, design reviews for a lot of different games. She did Warframe, which is how I originally saw her, because it was on my few-month Warframe binge, and then she did Limbus, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah. And they did it in the best way I think you can possibly, like, absorb Limbus characters, by, like, if anyone spoils anything, you are getting fucking executed on the spot by 5 different mods. There is going to be no context for these, it is just going to be vibes, and every single one she was like, this is delicious. And then she looked at Rojo and was like, she's got fat fucking titties! And then rang her little triangle. She also did the same for Faust, I think. My friend Rox and I watch her do Street Fighter and Tekken design reviews. Is Rox the person who did the fan art of Valerie and Korra-chan? Yes, we're speeding this up. No, I cannot speed through those, so... Recent one? No, that's Jewel. Fair. These two are sharing the brain cell, it seems. Remember how I was talking about, like, yeah, we have to get the third one from Cyrus? They were like, yeah, we have to go back here. And then they're like, why isn't it working? The blue thing in the corner that has nothing on it. Oh yeah, we gave that shit to Cyrus, eh? I swear Aldous has the only brain cell and he has dementia. DM rocks his art. Cute. Rocks. God, what was that show called? It reminds me of, like, Little Big Greens. Hello, Cyrus. Kate stole my first one. Persuaded me to give it to her for research purposes. Buddy, that's not stealing. Ugh. My keystone is supposed to help. Shooting straight with me? Does Rowland look like a gay man? Don't answer that. Yeah, you gotta bring me something equally rare in exchange. I want a diamond. The downside of this is that we have to change up our entire squad. Let me be Cyrus maid wife? No. Just because he's rich does not mean you should be his maid wife. I know your type, and it concerns me. We do have to do some team shuffling. What's my type, then? People. People, comma, hot. Correct. Okay. I have... It's fine. Ripley, why did you swap your entire team for red characters? It's a surprise tool that's going to hinder us later. Also, alive hot people is preferable. I'm technically alive, and you think I'm hot. Changes to a green. Me when you hungry. If I had a nickel for every time one of my friends flirted with me, I would be a rich woman. Oh yeah, that reminds me, Crocus. I have to link you the art on my alt blue sky that I made. Rich and good looking. Yeah, I'm not neither of those. I'm, like, good with money, if that counts. Does it count? Please? Look, I have a lot of features that make me attractive to others, such as, yeah. Or reaches really close to the ground there. Yeah, so basically it's got, like, a lot of Aurora energy, and the way to fix it is via, you gotta just have the element that resists Aurora. Easy peasy. Oh, I will also ask earlier in this week. And Caius, if you're still here. You can wait to answer till closer to the end of the week. I don't think he's here, but you know. But this is the area that I got stumped on a lot, just because I didn't have enough, red monsters. I had, like, the red armor and everything, but I kept getting into fights and kept getting my ass beat. If you have any, flash monsters, they take significantly more damage over time as you are within the mountains. If you have, Aurora monsters, they still take damage, but it's at a lower amount. Yeah, so this is basically just, this place is filled with Aurora energy. If you have any Spectrobes or armor that is not Corona-fueled, you'll start taking damage nonstop. And that's bad. But, for other stuff I'm gonna try to do this week, probably on my next day off, and I'll give a good enough warning for everyone, is that I will be trying to play, whatchamacallit, Mega Man ZX. We're gonna try to kill, I think, the first two Bioroids, or Reploids, or whatever the fuck they are. If it's a new sun, we get it. If it's not a new sun, we don't get it. I want to join. You can join for it. We got through, getting all the basic stuff. Like, getting the ZX medal, and then, getting on the, ship, and I think that's it. Yeah, you're welcome to, watch and or join Crocus. We had, like, another, hiccup with saving and, directions in that, but I got it fixed, so don't worry about that. I got us back to where we were. We are about the same. The only thing I might do is a new sun? This is a sun I was not expecting. It is Burb? Tencropod. But after Spectrobes and Mega Man ZX, we're going to be taking a break from those, and then we'll be doing these sequels of them, but we'll be having different DS games in between. If ever anyone has recommendations on DS games I should play, try, or this, that, or the other, there are a few criteria I would like to be followed. Most of them are just like, hey, if we are going to play a game, make sure it is not grindfest. I am open to doing Pokemon games, but I also feel like the DS-era Pokemon games is just alright. Which I'm sure would get me executed by most Pokemon fans. I do know that next week I have, the 26th off, but I also have, the follow-up doctor's appointment off. And that's gonna be for HRT testing. Spiderweb. Your opinion is executed worthy, but I'll look over because you're hot. Oh, if only that was the case all the time. I don't know, I feel like if we're going to point in a direction of the worst ones, I'd probably Switch 2. I feel like those are probably, like, the ones who you have to give, like, the most concerned looks and thoughts. And I do know that Switch 2 doesn't really have, like, any feet to stand on right now, and the Switch 1 only has, what, 3 sets of games? Something like that. Because it has Arceus, Swish, and Scarlet Violet. For Pokemon, yeah, like mainline Pokemon games where it's still like the same general Pokemon thoughts, you know? Like that's why I'm counting Arceus. And then Switch 2 just has, what does it have? It has, ZA? I think that's what it's called. Oh yeah, the remakes. True, true. I don't know, at the very least, Pokemon is not on the top of my to-play list, because I think, like, if I was to play it, a lot of it would just be me talking about my, past memories. I also hate Pearl. Hear me out. I hate Pearl because I saw my first shiny in it. I didn't catch my first shiny until Sumo. The first shiny I saw was a Skorupi. And my favorite color was red. And shiny Skorupi is a very nice shade of red. And I nearly cried after I missed it. Because for those of you that don't know, the only place that you can encounter Skorupi in the entirety of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl is in the Safari Zone. So I hate Pearl for that one reason. What else is there? There's Heart Gold and Soul Silver. If I catch another Scorpio, I'll name it after you. You don't have to, hon. I appreciate that, though. Where am I supposed to be going? Shiny Scorpio? Yeah, it was a shiny one, too. I have done, like, shiny catching after the fact. What a bird. But I never got, never got the Scorpio again. I got a Marini, which I was happy about, and my first shiny that I caught, like, right before I was about to start grinding for the Scorpio, or not the Scorpio, the Marini, was a shiny Meowth, and I was like, wow, this is, disappointing, I think. Or shiny Alolan Meowth. Time to hunt an Arceus. You don't have to. I appreciate that, though. I don't think we get anything if we fight this one, but it is weird that it's not moving, so I might as well. Yeah, Danifant here is one of the ones that has a, healing ability. But it is very awkward. But are there any DS games that y'all grew up with that you think would be fun to, playthrough. Instead of death battle, we had torque battle. Okay, that sure is a phrase, my guy. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Mega Man Star Force and Starfy. I did do some Mega Man Star Force, and it was pretty fun. Starfy, I am down for, but I think it's primarily, oh wait. I think it's primarily, touch controls, right? I would be open for Kirby Squeak Squad, but you all would have to accept that I would be save scumming some of the stuff. I'd be down for Starfy then. Kingdom Hearts Recoded. So, Kingdom Hearts never got its hooks into me. Is there, like, a list of games that, if someone was interested in Kingdom Hearts, they should actually play? Because I also know that it's, like, 5 gorillion games, right? I am also open for emulating other games, but currently I want to, like, hammer out DS games. I might do Custom Robo, but I feel like Custom Robo is also pretty, touchscreen heavy. No, only the cleaning minigame is touchscreen heavy. Oh, it's not too bad. Just buy the Kingdom Hearts all-in-one collection, or wait for the Kingdom Hearts 1 through 3 collection. Maybe I will. What are you gonna do then? Oh, well. But you can see how, like, if... You can see how difficult it is to heal. Got a boss. I have a year until Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out too, plenty of time to catch up. That's fair, I guess. Oh, pain. It also does not help that, like, Corona-flavored, Spectrobes are usually some of the shittiest ones for attacks. Which feels weird. Like, you'd feel as though there would be, like, some good ones in each version, but most of the ones I've had are just... hot garbo. I'm trying to think of, like, other games that I never played as a kid that people are always like, yeah, this is the best game ever. Disgaea 1. Isn't Disgaea grindy, though? I feel Because I'm trying to avoid games that would have to grind a ton. I feel like I remember people saying that Disgaea was, like, grindy. Like, that's also why I'm kind of hesitant to play Pokemon. Because although Pokemon isn't really grindy, it is, but it's quirky TM. I know that one of the equipable items is a giant horse cock. You don't need to remind me of this. I was there when the scrolls were written. I also know that Prinnies are fucking fun to throw. They are living fragmentation grenades. How can you not like them? Crocus, don't look at what a Prinny looks like. You will be sad. It's supposed to go here. Ah. I don't know if you're into style-savvy games. What does that mean? I could be into anything, I just need enough reason to be into it. Can I go up this? No. Badge. There is a glitch you can do here to just skip the boss. I think it's like right here. But that's cringe. Oh, that's the devil. Maybe? Trunkos. Stop bullying my baby. Jesus. Asshole. I will just keep throwing meteors at you. Cool. In hindsight, I should have saved before I walked in. Oh, cool. Thank fuck. Let's try different Spectrobes then. Yeah, I'm gonna do a save state. Pokemon Conquest was fun. Don't know it is available. However, the first campaign, the quickest thing on the planet. However, that's Fire Emblem but Pokemon. It is 4 times as grindy as Fire Emblem. The best part is that if you, like, power up your team super early, like, in the main campaign, you can pick up the same guys in, like, future ones, and they'll still have their buff Pokemon. Oh, I didn't have that problem. I just know that if you do, like, the full completion of the game, it's like, it goes from, like, a 12-hour romp to, like, an 80-hour odyssey. It's fun, though. There are a lot of cuties in it. Inca Flare is pretty decent. Yeah, Inca Flare is a pretty decent attacker. Y'all just keep suggesting games. I'm down for whatever. Custom Robos a maybe. The Digimon games are a no-go. Zelda Phantom Hourglass? I've never played a Zelda game. Full stop. Fun fact. Super Princess Peach? Thought that one was, like, very touchscreen heavy. I guess it's not. I guess it's just, like, hot-swapping between the emotions. And before Crocus executes me for never playing a Zelda game. I would never. Fuck Zelda. Play Super Robot Wars W. I'd execute you for insulting my dog. That's fair. I love your little creature. So, in the second game, they do add a, like, fleeing mechanic. In this game, the answer is don't enter a fight, dumbass. Oh, fire breath. Yeah, I remember seeing that a lot when I was on the internet and younger. I was like, damn, all these, like, interactions are cool. I could never find it personally, so I played, Dynasty Warriors Gundam. And I think that's why I had, like, so much bad Shunibyo. I was a shithead, but I think everyone was a bit of a shithead when they were, like, pre-teen teen. But now I just try to be a little bit of a better person every day. Most of the time it works. Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans. Never watched Dragon Ball. If there's not a lot of grinding, I'll put that in the maybe category. Also, you're in the TTRPG Discord, but you're not in the stream Discord. If you do ! Discord, you can join it. But also, if you don't want to join a streaming Discord, that's fine. I'm never gonna take offense. That way you can suggest games for the different topics that I do for for TTRPG Fridays, TT Rabbits, and then you can also throw bricks at me. Crocus would take offense, but Crocus is also a precious baby, and I love her. Mwah. Not super grindy. I remember, was it the Game Boy Dragon Ball games that were like super grindy? Also, Crocus, remind me to info dump about Monstra to you later. That way you can create a Valerie for it. You wish. So I can take 4 hits, I want to say? Ow. No, much more than 4. Color he is. You guys are talking about 2 completely different Vals. My Val is the Tengu girl, which I think I showed you before. I will info dump about Monstra to you after stream, okay? Could info dump to me too. Maybe. I don't think so. I will probably info dump to the group chat with Crocus, and then forward the stuff to you, AC. That'll probably be the easiest way to do it. Because I would just be repeating the same information. Okay, so from this point onwards, and I guess also for Trunko, I'm blind. I don't know what the fuck happens. Let me try to find it. Sure. I think you did some of Wade Rider's info dump, but, not a ton. So, more is always appreciated. I don't have a master lore document, but I do have, like, a series of posts. I know what Starfy is! I've played Starfy! If you want to know how much of an old soul I was, I got Starfy from Gamefly. Instead of a monster doc, make a Valerie doc. You're going to stop being thirsty for Val at some point. I'll find a way. That's fair. Alright, Cyrus. Here's the giant fuck-off diamond. Give me. I don't think he shows up ever again. Just mad I'm simping over a minor character. Not mad, just interested as to why you picked Valerie. Like, Jen also canonically has a fat ass, and she has a tail. I guess the downside to her is a lot worse, though. Val's downside is she's kind of a bitch. Jen's downside is she's a cop. Literally every single time I've shown Jen to someone, I'm like, this is my werewolf character, and they're like, oh my god, wood. And then I immediately follow up with, you're not gonna want to say that after this. And then they're like, no, I will. And then I hit them with the, she's a cop, and they're like, god damn it. Because most of the time people just thirst over, whatchamacallit? Thirst over Jen. I haven't seen anyone thirst over, Catherine yet, but I think it's just because they don't know what to do. No one thirsts over Jez, I think, except maybe Frankie, but I think that's... just want my bitchy Tengu. That's fair. No new son. Fuck. Piss. Oh yeah, I don't have to keep doing red. However, Inca Flare might be staying as a permanent member of the team, because homeboy is strong as fuck. I am preparing all of the lore. I said I was gonna do it after stream, but I'm just copy-pasting all of the shit. Apologies for the giant amount of text that I am sending both of you, but enjoy. I do have more information on each one of the different gremlin types, but, you know. Only been an hour and a half since we started. Lucian is obsessed with it because he wants to flirt with the dragon girl and the wolf cop. There is also Fran, who is one of the few ex-life people that I've made. Yeah. Maybe I'm boring since I like Inca Flare, but he just does what he needs to do without much headache. Love my Inca Flare, love my sons. If you guys ask stuff in stream here, and it's not something I've gone over in the master thread I've made, I will add it to the master thread once I am done, and if you ask it on Discord, I will add it to the master thread, like, after I text it out to you. Most of it is, like, off-the-dome type stuff. Thank you, Quocus. What else? I tried to basically treat each one of the different creature types as an umbrella. Like that the government would point at one and go like, yeah, you're probably this. Is it raining again? It is storming again. Holy shit. We've been having, like, bad storms this week. I'm also happy that I did not do stream yesterday, because... So normally I try to go for around 3-hour streams. I would have started around 6. At 8:20, my Wi-Fi randomly cut out. I didn't lose power, I just lost Wi-Fi. And my Wi-Fi company was like, yeah, we know, we'll get it fixed within 2 hours. I'm like, okay, but I don't need it fixed in 2 hours, I need it fixed, like, soon. However, the muses grabbed me and slammed my head against the table 14 times, and I got 2 draws done, and then a 3rd draw that was more so, like, just practice. I think AC is the only one that's seen the 3rd one. But yeah. If anyone has questions about Monstra, I am always more than happy to answer questions about Monstra. It is both a world setting I am trying to make and a TTRPG setting that I am trying to make, but I don't want it to be as boring as, like, another 5e setting. As we've said before, if you're going to just turn something into a 5e setting, I would rather you call me a faggot. Y'all can clip that if it wouldn't, like, ban me off of Twitch. There's a walk button in this game. Do we have to fight something before we put it in? Oh my god. I fucking call it. Hey, what the fuck is that? This may suck, but we'll see. Clutch, Clench, Carcosa. Oh, never mind. These are shitty garbage babies. Ow! Sorry, game, I wasn't expecting to take 170 damage to the dome. Christ almighty. Oh well, this gives me a chance to, like, fix stuff. Oh, that's pretty. I saw the, artistic render for this, but that's actually really pretty. Oh, hey. shitty Kubaku can evolve. That's a car. Why did my shitty paintbrush become a car? This one should be able to evolve. Mini tank, yes. Alright, now that I don't have to deal with the Aurora hell. Yes, Crocus, we are going to deal with the new boys. And then this we have... Thank you. New children, let me pet them. You can pet them in a second, dear. For the different attributes, I guess, or species or classifications, I DC'd, but if someone tried Reverse 5ES and a BCI black site, you know, that's totally valid. Alright, we have new bird. Alright, Crocus, what color are we making this bird? We have orange, red, and yellow. Bring hard. Yellow? You gotta do the hard one. That one wasn't too bad, honestly. Look at this. It's barely fucking yellow. Embrace. Alright, Crocus, what are we naming this creature? Kind of dog shit. Range 3, everything. Elemental is probably the easiest one to set up. Flurp. That may not fit? Nope, fits exactly. I have to do another one, so... This one just has another item, so I want to... It's fine. This one doesn't get a name. It was supposed to be orange, it is teal. What was I saying? I have, like, 1 or 2 different guys for each element. But the goal, what if Monstro was a Pathfinder setting? Possible, but still kind of iffy just because of how it functions. Like, magic is not really a thing. I have a magic system that I'm working on the side, but for the most part, the average creature does not have magic. They have rules that would break the logic of the setting. Like, for example, a fire elemental can produce a nigh infinite amount of fire so long as they have a corresponding caloric intake. A water elemental could do the same thing with water, and so on and so forth. Basically, like, the ratio at which they could produce their element is much higher than what one would expect. We're done with the playlist. Monster has a fatal setting. I do have documents for Monster Pink if you a freak. It is literally just how fuckable and fertile are each one of the different monster subspecies on average. Rude. 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 Keep forgetting that the Spectrobes in this also take up space. Send me the Tengu version. She is a bestial, so you could literally just, like, ask for the bestial section. Rajan would be small, otherworldly. So deep, as a general thing, so each one of them has, like, a mechanic that is stapled on no matter what. For deep, it is either you are built for aquatic or terrestrial. If you are built for aquatic, you must be within, fully submerged in water for a total of 8 hours. Does not have to be consecutive. Very much like a large amount of how TTRPGs explain, like, oh yeah, you're, like, partially amphibious. If you are built for land, something about your body is wrong, and anyone can point it out. The one Lucian made was a guy that was deep as in, like, deep folk, and he seemed pixelated, is the way that Lucian described it. For elementals, they are basically built of the corresponding element, which is both a positive and negative thing. It is positive in the aspect that you have a amount of control over that element and anything that you would produce of that element, but at the same time you are made of that element. This is a problem for a multitude of reasons. For example, a water elemental basically should never get near any fucking outlet because they might get electrocuted and die instantly. A fire elemental probably should not be nearby anything flammable, so on and so forth. There are records of very dangerous elementals, such as one which was a uranium elemental, which, according to all records that we currently have, was killed on sight upon discovery. There is also another phrase in the document that a monster folk is extremely difficult to kill by a normal person. Other monster folk have a comparatively easier time, but it is still very difficult, especially if they are made of a weird thing. For bestials, the gimmick is that bestials are very fucking durable. They are very durable. They usually have higher baselines for strength, for physical attributes, as opposed to the stronger ones, or as opposed to, like, other monster folk or other people. Catherine is a streamer. She can bench press and, like, do a lot of strength-based things equivalent to nearly the top end of a large amount of a crab. Valor calls to be Flora, depending on what origin and where it's pulled from. You can also just be something that's, like, split. Like, for example, where would you guys put a phoenix? Like, where would that fall? Okay. Oh. Would that be elemental? Would that be bestial? There is also an argument for it being X-Life. X-Life is best described as, the original term was going to be undead, but that is the capital of Arizona. Yeah. It is all, like, very judgmental as to what a person would be. Like, the goal is not, like, there is going to be a one-size-fits-all for every single person. It is very much, we are giving you this title so we can put you in a box. It is less we are trying to be as correct as physically possible, and more we need this done for paperwork. Flora Monstra folk typically have, the ability to not require normal amounts of sustenance if they get sunlight. Occasionally, they prefer, jobs and work that do not require them to move as much. They would prefer a more sedentary job as opposed to, like, running, jumping, climbing trees, that sort of stuff. I think we have anything of interest. What else? What else? What's the flag we're waiting on? But yeah, this is like my little brainchild. Most of the time I just pick answers as I go. Probably the human that somehow managed. So, Monster Folk, when they breed with humans, I'm using these terminologies for the sole purpose of sanity. Technically, a Monster Folk is a breed of human, but when a human and a Monster Folk have a child, there is no guarantee that the child will be of the same umbrella or species or anything like the parents. And it is also totally possible for two Nonstra Folk, aka regular-ass humans, to have a Monster Folk child. I was not reading what we were supposed to be doing. Korra-chan was adopted by them. That's also possible. There is a large amount of, concerns for people born into Monster Folk that they're abandoned, they're treated poorly just for the sake of being treated poorly. They are different, they are other. Sure, you might say like, oh yeah, we're from the same parents, but it's a bit more hard to explain that when one of the two of you... Actually pretty dope. One of the two of you is, a cat person, and the other one is a normal human. And we're a giant spaceship. What about the 6th planet? I am gonna go back to Colin and get new gear. This looks dumb as hell. There is also the whole questionable thing of if you, as a Monster Folk, can say, like, oh yeah, I am XYZ, how does that look to the other people around you? When the Monstra pathogen basically forcibly awakened in a large amount of people, there were a large amount of people within government that also had these things happen. It's very hard to keep your position if you are, best described as the lizard guy who is part of the government. Or, hey, our president, damn. I'm a poor bitch, alright. Good thing about the level 7 thing. Y'all know lizard people run the government anyway. True. Religious leaders were shown to be otherworldly with similar traits as imps or devils would have. There are a multitude of, like, fashion designers that became otherworldly fae-like creatures that are known for stealing the youth and beauty of others. Some of this could be argued as just, like, funny coincidences, but when so much of these coincidences happen in a row, it is hard to say, oh yes, this is a coincidence, nothing else. Also, going to swap out some of the boys. I am doubtful we will be able to get to the end of the game, but... So Bale go to the 6th planet. It's frozen. I think we'll have to, like, move Himuro to basically shoot a deadly solar beam at, Mado. My guess, at least. It's cold. Going this way. Slide. But there weren't gonna be crawl here! Whenever Miku goes live, we'll probably end and raid into her. You're gonna start soon? Hopefully. She said she was having technical difficulties. Let's see if we can get Crocus a new son before she starts. Oh, Coma Pod. Fuck. Damn. I don't know if we're gonna have any new ones here, but you never know. They look like little dinosaurs. Fucked up little dinosaurs, but dinosaurs nonetheless. Ugh. Had a feeling. That tool, if it's a mineral or a cube that you have previously gotten, it will automatically just give it to you for free. We have that boy. I am actually going to pause and use the bathroom real quick. I told you it was going to be real quick. Oh. You already have that one. We already have that one. I will also say we are running low on boys, so Crocus may not have any more children to have to worry about for a bit. This looks promising, whatever the fuck this is. Fuck. It's okay, Crocus. You still have at least 10 children to get to name. Maybe 6. You will get them. Just want to couple them all. There's also going to be more in the next game, so... Fuck. Ugh. Oh. Teleport. We're gonna do some healing. That's broke. this one? Not fully broke. You gotta be fucking kidding me. It always feels like whenever you get in a fight in this game, it's a punishment for not, like, being smart. Ow. Level up. This looks promising, whatever the fuck it is. Okay. Technically, I could have dodged that, but also, like, okay. God damn, Billy. It may have been a cross counter, but you got on the worst side of that. I guess we'll hit the next story beat, and then we'll raid into Miku, assuming that she's live by then. Fuck you, for one. Not sure where I'm supposed to go is the biggest thing. This looks promising. Anything? No. A girl can hope. This is a dead end. Okay. But that giant-ass room I ignored is probably not. There is a switch here. Press it? Yeah. Did it move something? It is funny how this is like the snow planet, and you can't, like, step on the snow at all. I guess it sort of makes sense. So weird, though. Nice. It is, like, as slippery as it looks, and that's even, like, when we're not on an ice planet. I don't think it's bad, though. Like, it's weird. Is that the one Mildra kept trying to chill? Or is that a different one? I'd love to be able to walk around. Wasn't the Neopets TTRPG just fully a 5e thievery? One thing I am realizing I really dislike about this is that although you get to see, like, half of the, like, screen above you, if you have to go down at any point, fucking nightmare. Hey, can I move around for 2 fucking seconds? That'd be lovely. Oh, nice. I don't know, every time I would like, oh yeah, here's like a good thought about, like the DS, there's always the secondary thoughts of like, yeah, but also, for all the good that the DS made for like games and the like, there's just a lot of bad. And I think that's partially just because Nintendo was trying to force the cool new mechanic that they made. Which is like, oh, you have 2 screens. The top screen is just like, for images, the bottom screen you can touch and do stuff. But I think for each time that people are like, oh yeah, this is a really cool way of like doing it, there's like 3 times as many where it's like, this really didn't need that. Like, if I could just see the entire screen from the bottom screen, that'd be a whole lot better. I do suppose part of this could just be solved by me, like, getting a ton of healing items, and, like, being more careful in fights, but... I wonder if there's a tier list for, like, actually useful Spectrobes as opposed to the jobber cores. The illusion choice. Also, this entire room just to get back to the main ship. Why? You know? New sun? No. I feel like it'd be interesting to go through Mantra Girls we have so far. Which ones are King of the Hill fans? That is an odd question that I will, like, legitimately have to think on. At a glance, I think Catherine likes it as a memory, but, like, hasn't watched it recently. Because I think, like, when she was younger, she stayed up, like, late at night to watch it on, like, the cusp of Adult Swim. I think Jez is, like, a big fan of it and thinks that it has, like, a lot of, good parts to it, both in the new season and in the old. I don't think Val has ever watched it. I don't think Jen has ever watched it. I think Tara has watched it and didn't really have an opinion on it. Not in the sense of, like, she didn't watch enough of it to form an opinion, but just, like, she watched it, she watched, like, bits and pieces of random episodes, and every time she was like, I mean, yeah, it's fine. Like, that kind of non-committal answer, I guess. I'm gonna off myself. Literally every single time that you walk into one of these fights, it feels like a punishment for not being able to move around enough. Yeah, I think that's all the Monster Girls that are currently have art and are, like, fully official, because there are a handful that I have that I need to, like, figure out how to get into the setting. On the topic of Mega Man Star Force, I did play through, the first one of the games, like, off-stream, just for fun. Just, like, see how close I was to the end. I found for a lot of these, I usually quit, like, right before the final area. And I think that's just because, like, it goes from, oh yeah, this is a reasonable challenge, to, hey, what the fuck. I will also state, for Mega Man Star Force, why did that thing spawn 2 inches away from the other one? That I will have to do some bullshit for some of the minigames, because they don't work that well when they're emulated. They go off of, how do I word this? They go off of, the frame rate, and since the Nintendo DS is, like, I think naturally, like, 30 instead of 60, it makes the, like, pre-boss fight minigames impossible. Like, Harpuia? I think that's her name? I'm probably mispronouncing that. Her minigame is impossible. Unless you, like, like, pause and stagger your shots. Star Force games are fun. Never finished 2, finished 1 and 3. The bull riding minigame is also impossible. I'm sure that it is possible, but it's like one of those things of like, yeah, it's technically possible, but you can technically be hit with lightning and win the lottery in the same day. I think one of my least favorite tropes of the Nintendo DS era, I'm gonna fucking kill the developer of this game. I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna rip out his throat. One of the problems with the DS era of games is that every game thought that they needed to, like, fight Pokemon and have 2 copies of the same game. Trust me, if I can find a modded version of any of the X or Y type game, well, not X or Y because that would reference Pokemon X and Y, but any of the Type A and Type B games, and there's a modded version that just combines them together, I will play that one. The Game Boy was also pretty bad for that, memory serves. Because the Game Boy had, like, basically any game that was trying to be a monster catcher game had to come out with 2 copies. Like, Type A, Type B. And most of the time, there was not a reason for them to have 2 copies. I'm trying to remember, I think for Star Force 1, I did, Pegasus? I think? And when I did my playthrough, on my stuff, I did, the dragon one. I'll buy the Legacy version. Legacy version of Star Force? I do know, there is a Mega Man Battle Network game that is regarded as the worst one, because it is effectively pointless by the end of the game. There are 2 versions of it, the only difference is what sort of like, Mega Man Cross Transfer, whatever the fuck they're called. Where he gets, like, fused with another NetNavi. But there was no guarantee to get all of the different characters in 2 playthroughs. The story was exactly the same. I had Dragon, for 3 it was Red Joker. What was the other one for 3? Caps on. Red Joker, Black Ace. I think I was also Red Joker. Leo. Leo was the second one. Yeah, it was like Leo. Yeah, the dragon version was Plant. Star Force 1, it was Pegasus, Leo, and then Dragon. Which were 3 of the 4 elements in the game. The one element that didn't matter was electric, because Crown was cringe. I have found that all of the Mega Man games are usually like, here is 1 boss of every element, and then game is done. Go fight final boss. And it's typically fire, water, grass, electric. I think there's a few... Oh, no, wait. Star Force also has a neutral, I think, in Libra. Okay. Hey, can I walk around for 2 seconds without being assaulted? That'd be lovely. I understand I have a fat rabbit ass, but that does not mean you have to keep slapping it non-stop. Not what I wanted. What's Mega Man Star Force 2's thing, then? Because I remember it was, I didn't get that far into it. Yeah, it was Zerker X Ninja and Zerker X Saurian. I think I did Saurian. I would love if you didn't get fucking thrown out of all of your abilities if you get punched slightly by one of these guys. Mine, anyways. That's fair. You're talking about my ass. No, incorrect. Hollow Flame. Who the fuck is this? This is in Mega Man Star Force 2 and 3. You like the extra boss? UMA. Oh yeah, that's right. The second one was focused on UMAs. And it chose, like, the most boring UMAs ever. God, UMAs are cool. I'm gonna just grab the developer by the throat and just keep slamming them against a wall. Something just happened. It was Phantom, yet I remember fighting Yeti. I remember fucking hating Yeti. I remember hating Yeti so goddamn much. Because, like, the entire minigame, I was a dumbass kid and could not, like, get that shit situated, and just kept taking so much damage that I had to waste time in fights against guys that I kept, like, struggling to beat without taking damage, so I could just spam the healing things in fights. And eventually just got to the point where it's like, I'm tired of this. That's right. Did we get, were there any, like, Constellation EM beings from beyond the first game, or was it just the ones that we saw? Because Did we get Ancient EM being from Moo? Yeah, it was Planet AM. No, it was FM? Yeah. I want to go through these, see which ones I remember. Cygnus's minigame is possible, but it's still very difficult. Tauros's game is nearly impossible, if not fully impossible, on emulating hardware. I'm trying to think of what else. Harpuia's is nearly impossible. Libra's was possible, but just very difficult. Just because of the reaction time that you had to have. It wasn't too bad, especially if you, like, get used to it. Got their names, so then we're secret bosses. Crown was a secret boss. Crown was a cool one, because he bound him, or they bound themselves to a ghost. Like, the other thing that irritates me about the combat in this is that if your Spectrobe gets hit, you lose the hypothetical energy that you used on their attack. And you still have to wait. I feel like if they get hit, it should either trigger the attack when they're being revived, when they're recovered, or something else. Like, they should give you a mechanic so that you're not completely fucked when you accidentally throw your Spectrobe into an attack. There's Lupus. Yeah, the secret bosses were Cancer, Wolf, Brown, Goat Foo? I do not remember this motherfucker. I do not remember him because he was only in the second game. Cancer I fought, and if I remember correctly, his card's actually pretty decent, or his chip, or whatever terminology you want to use. Just because it, like, covers the map in fucking bubbles, and that's always a decent ability. Can I go through this now? I can, yippee! Kung Fu Kid, which is Goat Kung Fu. Virgo, who is in Mega Man Star Force 3. With a character that I think that you would have liked, AC. Favorite is the Loch Ness Monster one. Never encountered that one. Because I never got that deep into 2. I'm just looking at the FMians, aka the ones based off of constellations. I think that there's a Scorpio one? But, you know, I can't really check when I'm playing the game. Corvus? Jack Corvus. This guy looks dumb as hell. Wanna play this again? I'll add to the list. There is not a Scorpio. I could make a Scorpio. Tell me, Rabbit Woman. Queen Tia. Seems like a character design you would enjoy. I will link it to you. Here you are in my DMs. You know what, Crocus? How about this? I will play it if both of us make OCs for it. That will be the challenge. They will be a human OC and then their FM being. Bet your ass I will. Alright. I call Scorpio, though. You can't do Scorpio. And it can't be one that's already used. I will link you, the ones that they're currently used. You can also do a UMA, I guess? I don't see a reason why you couldn't do a UMA. Right, here's the list of FMians. I am grabbing you the, Mu EM beings, which is literally 4 of them, so it should not be hard to say no to in them. I'm gonna do Scorpio. I don't know if you want to do anything. But I'm gonna do Scorpio. Because I feel like I could do a cool Scorpio. Do I fuck with this? Oh. Oh, we're a diamond. We're gonna be attacked by a boss on the walk back. What is this? Alan got the relic crystal. The alternative we could do, Crocus, is, well, No, yeah, I like the original idea. The other idea would be to make, like, paired OC type things, where one of us makes the FM being, and then the other one makes the human, but I feel like that's boring. Crocus, if you are having trouble reading, the FM guys are all based off constellations. So, Taurus, Cygnus, Harp, Libra, Ophiuchus, Gemini, Cancer, Wolf, Crown, Copernicus, or Capricorn, Virgo, Corvus. Those are banned. I guess Andromeda too, but eh. And then Phantom, Yeti, Plesiosaurus, and Condor. I'll make a human with big boobas, so it'd be better if we don't do that. No, it's fine. We can have fat tits. No one has ever complained about fat tits before. Mark my worms. Here's the relic crystal, good sir. I have the back pain. I'll hold them for you, hun. Okay, hell yeah. Okay, we're gonna go get the Flame Geo because that's just cool. And also because, Miku has not started yet. We can also get the Mosapod here. Moon Destroyer is a fucking name. Bermuda Maze. Why is there not a section for, like, alternate universe guys? Inverted wizards. Lapless. This guy's, the base for this game, right? No, he's a rogue? Yeah. Atlas, Corvus, Virgo, Sirius. If I can find a dig spot, there's a non-zero chance we will get a new sun here. That's not a new sun. I will also say that for Mega Man Star Force, one, I will be, air quotes, cheating to get those minigames actually done, and two, it will be after either Spectrobes or Mega Man ZX is finished, which will probably be Spectrobes if I had to guess, since we're basically at the final encounter area. Oh, those are stairs. Usually they're in, like, the little corners there. That's why. One day we will find a new one, Crocus, I promise you. Do we have to go up this? No, we do. Trying to figure out where to go. It sort of felt like it was a one-way street. Alright, well. I walked into that one, I can't even be mad. Oh, that's some fucking HP! Oh, they are made of paper. Like, literally, going up, easiest thing in the entire world. Going down, nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. See, like, he got staggered out of that twice, but it didn't refund it in any way. The charge up for the Spectrobes attacks are also really irritating, especially when they become evolved forms like this. Oh, there's a little bridge here I didn't see earlier. Okay. Open the path. There's one Spectrobe that is fully locked out, because we can't do multiplayer stuff, because, you know, emulator. Monster Girls were in Pathfinder. Like, what would they play, or what would they, be class-wise? Because I think those are two very different questions. Jen would probably be either a fighter or a champion. Champion being the equivalent of paladin. Val would probably be a ranger if she was in the more combative field. If not, she would probably just be like... probably a merchant of some sort. Jez, probably a retired adventurer that was like... what would she have been? Probably a retired wizard adventurer that just owns a bar now. Whenever there's like, oh yeah, don't you want to like help out the adventurers? She's like, fuck no, I'm retired. Fuck that. If someone messes up my bar, I'll start shit with them, but otherwise, no, fuck them. Terra would be a cleric of Abadar. Like, easiest fucking thing I could. I think that's all of them? Oh, Cat. Cat would probably be... I think she'd just be like a guild hall girl. That doesn't really make a ton of sense. Like the person who like gives out quests to make sure that you're not doing stupid shit. If she was, like, if she did have like an actual like class type thing, she would probably be... Crocus, new son, she would probably be a bard. Inkapod. I do not think this is a squid. So, we shall see. Two new sons? 2 new suns, I think. Yep, 2 new suns. Before you ask, no, you cannot skip these. Which is why I'm speeding them up every time. I'm guessing the speedrun just fully skips this area. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't. Ish. Flame Geo obtained. Press the X button to activate the Geo. Alright. We will hatch the new Babs. So Crocus can name her new sons. And then we will probably be done. Because I cannot imagine that it will be over in 15 minutes. Plausible, but I don't believe so. Alright, Crocus. First, you gotta pick color, and then we will summon the boy. We have red, orange, yellow. Red. Okay. There we go. That's a fucking creature. Like a little torch. Nice torch boy. What are we naming this one? Crims. Alright, and then we have this one. I believe is a centipede. Alright, we have light blue, green, and light green. Surprise me. Green. It's a little guy. This guy would be great if he didn't only search minerals. Holy fuck, aphid. Little boy. Or alphid. Alright. Apologies for everyone's ears, but it's a necessary evil. He is so small, and so full of explosives. He also ate all of the fucking food. Badass. The highlight of boy revealing. he needs to sit in here for an hour. Meow. Cats do be hungry. So I am going to save, and we are going to find someone to raid into, and hopefully Miku's going to be live. Is Miku live yet, or is she still dead? Looks like she's still dead. Yeah, looks like Miku's still dead. That one... So I scrolled down to see if any of her friends are streaming, and it's just like a woman with tits twice as big as her head as one of the things. Okay. Does anyone have people that we should raid into? If not, we will just end stream. And I will humbly request that, we'll go raid into Mikusagi if she goes live. We'll take the silence as a, but, as always, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you all had a good day today, and if not, hopefully tomorrow treats you a whole lot better. As always, I am Ripley Grimm, your favorite patchwork rabbit horror. And hopefully next time I stream this, we will be done with Spectrobes in entirety. Goodbye, my woe. Goodbye. Bye. Crocus, I will bap you later once I start making progress on my draw, and also once I make progress on the Leela draw. If anyone has monster questions, my DMs, as always, are open. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful day today. And most importantly, I hope all of you have a wonderful tomorrow. Bye-bye for now. Magic spell, explode.